Hey guys, it's KJ from the Scariest Movie Ever channel on YouTube, and I have a very, very important video to share with you here. I did a breakdown of the Grammys ritual 2015, and I've done other videos on some of these public rituals in the past, halftime shows, Grammys, award shows, whatever, and a lot of you have done videos on this stuff as well. The reason why is the veil really is lifting on this stuff. All this darkness is starting to become exposed. And we are being conditioned at the same time to accept open Satanism. This is happening on a global scale right now. And it seems like every year they really step it up more and more with these public rituals. And the Grammys 2015 were certainly no different. In fact, I would say that the stuff that I found in here is some of the most blatant symbolism I've seen. This stuff is ritual right before your eyes. But in this video, I'm actually going to be going a lot deeper than just that. I found a lot of things that I think are very interesting. I want to share with you. It's absolutely incredible to me that they're doing this kind of stuff right before our eyes. So I just want to cut right into it. I don't want to waste a lot of time. There's a lot of things I want to show you here. So we'll just start from the beginning. And this right here was the very beginning. And of course they had AC/DC on stage and they were singing the song Highway to Hell, right? Which makes sense. I thought was interesting as they cut straight to the audience once AC/DC's playing Highway to Hell. And you got Katy Perry right there wearing the devil horns. And it may be hard to see here, but she's actually flashing the horns right there as well on both hands, right? So, okay, this is the obvious stuff, but this is just getting us started, right? This is kind of working us in to this ritual. Check this out. Okay, now this one right here is a little more tricky and very, very interesting as well. This was Kanye West was actually performing a part of his ritual on a circle within a circle. Now this one right here is very interesting, and here's Kanye West, and he actually did his part of the ritual by performing what essentially was a love song to Satan, and he performed this in the middle of the entire audience on a circle within a circle. Another ritual, right? Now what was really interesting about this, you can check out the lyrics on it. I mean the lyrics, all of it, it's a love song to the devil, all right? And that's also a common theme I found throughout the entire Grammy Awards. Is that throughout the entire Grammy Awards I found this common theme. What's really interesting here though with Kanye West, it wasn't so much his ritual and the circle within a circle and the fact he's wearing it looked like a black leather mini dress. It was something I caught him saying, and the best way to do this is for me to just kind of play it out and let you hear, okay? Now I can't play a whole lot of this stuff for the copyright of course, but you're going to hear him say, "Bring back Satan." And you'll hear it, "Bring back Satan," okay? And he sneaks it in there, but I'm just going to play it a few times for you and let you hear it for yourself. But what you really have to understand on the very basic level is we're dealing with Satanists. That's what this is. Essentially what I'm showing you here is their church service. This whole thing was a big church service for Satan. I know that sounds crazy, right? But bear with me and check some of this stuff out. In a really big way. They've been trying to fuel the flames of this race war for a very long time. Now this is all divide and conquer, order out of chaos. This is what they do. This is why you see these social agendas like this pushed in such a public place like the Grammys. So if a collapse really is coming to America, and a lot of people have been seeing this coming for quite a while now, even in the mainstream they've been talking about this collapse, this coming collapse, financial or otherwise, whatever it be. But if that actually is coming to America, and if it happens, I promise you, you're going to wish you had your guns. Now this is why they're doing everything they can right now, and have been for the last few years, to get your guns. I thought this was interesting too. Check out the stage design. You can kind of see right there, but does that look familiar? Does it look like anything else you may have seen before? So now here was another really just obvious example. All right, Annie Lennox comes out performing with this guy on stage. They start off with a song, and then after the first song they launch into the famous song, I Put a Spell on You. Right? Do you get it? So as soon as they go into I Put a Spell on You, she throws up the horns at the audience. I put a spell on you. Now the horns, it's a hex. And you got to go beyond the it's just heavy metal stuff, or that it's hook 'em horns for football teams and things like this. That is a hex. They are literally putting a spell on you. So that made me wonder if this is somehow symbolic of, say, Planet X or Nibiru, or from what the Bible calls it, wormwood. Okay, and then here's another performance, and once again, I know the quality is not the greatest on these, but you'll get the gist, and you can always go online and just watch the actual thing yourself, and just kind of remember these things that I was showing you here. But this is during another performance, and of course the backdrop is all fire and flames, but right there in the center, kind of hard to see, but it's a huge eye. So of course they have the all-seeing eye, and we see this time and time again in all these public rituals, not just in America, even overseas, but oftentimes they have to bring in the eye. It's the all-seeing eye. And not just to associate that with the so-called Illuminati. It's definitely there as well. But this is the beast system. This is the Antichrist system. This is a satanic system that is being revealed to all. And it's going to keep revealing itself until there's no more denying it. Here's another one. This is kind of more of a subtle one that I kind of picked up on, but you can see right here the way they have the lights set up. And this right here is the audience. And you can kind of see there at the bottom, that's the circle that Kanye West at one point was performing on in front of everybody, right? But what I see there is it's actually a DNA sequence. Not only do I see a DNA, I also see the diamond. And when you see the diamond, basically that's a pyramid on top of a reflecting pool, or in front of a reflecting pool, or even a black mirror, you could say. But it's showing the duality, the as above, so below. This is a continuous theme in the occult. And as for the DNA sequencing, the only reason I thought that was interesting is it goes back to a lot of my own research with all this. That essentially all this stuff goes back to Satan and his fallen angels. And the whole idea of them interbreeding with the seed of the woman. You get the seed of the serpent trying to breed with the seed of the woman. I've done a lot of videos on this same subject in the past. Please check out my Alien Demon Deception playlist for more on stuff like this, because this is a common theme we see. You've probably seen. Okay, now this right here is another one, super creepy. They had this country band come out on stage and, you know, sing one of those hometown songs. You know, I was raised in a small town, you know, whatever it is, just one of those typical, you know, country songs, right? The whole, you know, America, apple pie, baseball, the whole vibe. But what's really interesting is they're performing this country song in front of what's left of an American flag. And if you look at that, all the stars are crossed out, looks like blood stains all over it. That doesn't look like an American flag when you first look at it, right? But it's interesting, if you look even deeper, written all over there, there's truth, there's solidarity, liberty, home, things like this, right? This right here is showing you the destruction of America, the fall of America. The America you think we live in is no longer. And we may not see it right now, but I'm telling you folks, it's coming. It's coming very soon. America's done. America's finished. America is not the America it once was. And we're seeing it right here, right in front of our face. And man, oh man, we had this super, super creepy appearance from Obama himself. Super creepy. I mean, just look at this. Look at his face. I'm going to play some of this stuff out. He does not look well. Okay, this is the weirdest I've ever seen him look. I mean, check this out. I mean, you can watch this footage over and over and over again, and when you do, I want you to watch the actual live footage. Again, I know this isn't the greatest quality. Watch the footage of Obama during the Grammys, and you tell me there's not something wrong there, something seriously wrong. I mean, his forehead looks like it's morphing. It's weird. He's sweaty. He looks nervous. As I said, there is something off here. There's something wrong. This isn't just me reaching. There's something happening here, okay? And once again, you have to see this stuff through the spiritual. This is all spiritual language, spiritual. This is what's happening right before our eyes. This is spiritual warfare. There's so much that's manifesting throughout this entire ceremony, it's just insane. But I'm telling you, something's wrong there. And it's interesting, when I saw him, he looks all sweaty and nervous. It immediately made me think of the animation called I Pet Goat 2. Now, you may not be familiar with this. Many of us in this kind of research know what I Pet Goat 2 was. It's an animation that came out within the last few years that is just packed with symbolism that has to do with the end times and Bible prophecy and all that. And many people have been picking apart the mysteries from I Pet Goat 2 for quite a while now. And time again, people are finding that so many things have been revealed through this animation. Things that are happening now. Things that are going to happen in the future. It's very interesting because there's a whole sequence in there where it shows Obama nervous and sweating. So I couldn't help but think about that when I saw this. I mean, this is seriously the worst shape I've ever seen him in. But wait until you actually see the footage. Go watch it for yourself and you tell me, does that seem normal? There's something going on there. Okay, so wow, this one right here really blew me away. Speaking of the fallen angels, I've been doing videos on this, like I said, for years, folks. Behind the scenes of all this stuff, I've always said, is Satan and his fallen angels. That's where all this stuff comes from. This is why we're having all these incredibly satanic occult rituals right in front of our face, right out in the public. So right here we have it, man. I mean, this, when I saw this, it just sent shivers down my spine, because here's the fallen angels, here's the spirits. Katy Perry singing on stage symbolically with the spirits of the fallen, the giants, the Nephilim. I mean, check that out, right? Check that out. The fallen angels are here, right? The fallen angels are here. Okay, now this next thing I want to show you, this is actually from a commercial that played during the Grammys, and it's another one of those Matthew McConaughey car commercials. And we've seen these time and time again, and there's a lot that has been revealed just through these commercials. Once again, if you're new to this, check out other videos and get caught up with us. You'll see that this is really happening, and this is how they do things. For instance, here's one of the commercials he did where he's in front of a bull, and the bull is blocking the road. And the bull he calls Old Cyrus. Wink, wink, that's Osiris. So we're going back to the Egyptian sun god worship. It's just one element of the mystery religions. Even in this commercial, a friend of ours here on YouTube, Jonathan Kleck, who picks apart a lot of these things himself, he actually discovered that at one point during this commercial, they superimpose a little pyramid over the eye of that bull, all right? And they did it in the commercial. Jonathan didn't do it. It wasn't some intern that did it as a joke or whatever. I mean, this is very real, and Jonathan showed that. So please check out Jonathan Kleck, K-L-E-C-K, if you want to see that video. Just know that it happened, it's there, and they're revealing a lot through these commercials. I want to go back to this other one and show you something. Okay, so here we go. Check this out, all right? It's raining right now. It's raining outside. All of a sudden, the rain stops. And what you missed right there is he takes his hand, I'm going to show you a close-up of it. He takes his hand and he takes his wedding ring finger and he hits the ring against the glass. It's like a little ding, and then he gets up and he walks out. Now check this out. It's important to watch how the roof's opening, okay? And that's the window. Now watch. And right here, of course, as he's going down the road, we've got the pyramid. The pyramid inverted the other way around is the V, and the V is the 5, and the 5 is the 5th age. And I've been showing you this in videos for quite a while now as well. 5th age is the age of the Antichrist, completed New World Order. This is why we're always seeing these V's and 5s and that kind of symbolism as well. Alright, and here's that close-up. Like I say, he takes his ring finger, the wedding ring, and clicks the glass, leaves, opens the window, and then we see the 5th age. Essentially what this is telling you is the window of opportunity is there, but there's not a lot of time. Okay, it's open right now. The wedding ring hitting the glass, to me that goes back to the wedding feast that's being prepared for God's kids. Folks, this really is end times type stuff, all right? We really are approaching all of this, the stuff from the Bible, Revelation, all these prophecies, all right? These people know all that stuff. They're probably better schooled in all this stuff than most of us. They know what's going on. They know it's about God and it's about the devil. They have chosen a side. They see the devil as the good guy, and they think God's the bad guy. All right, so they're bringing all this stuff in, and they have to work in the dark. This is what the occult is. This is why they do have to reveal their plans and show us these things, but they have to do it in the hidden. We have to decipher these things and decode them. And the only way I believe to do that reliably, to pick these things apart, is to utilize the Holy Spirit, discern these things in the Spirit, and also, of course, use your common sense, critical thinking skills. Now, of course, we have Madonna. She's back at it again. Now, here's a short little film thing that ran just before her performance. And her performance, by far, was the most obviously, blatantly satanic out there. I'll show you a few images from that. I mean, there's just no denying it. It still has me scratching my head when I see this stuff. I mean, there's families are watching these shows. And I mean, are people just not seeing this, I wonder? Check this out. The most important part of this, though, I'm going to show you right here. There's something very, very unusual I caught in here, and it could be connected to something kind of huge. We'll see, but check this out. It's coming up. I mean, you see all the obvious stuff, right? I mean, there's really no point in going through all that. All right, now it's right here. You see the nuclear explosion? You probably saw that pop up pretty quick. I'll see if I can't take it back here. Now watch. Boom, there it is. You see it? The nuclear explosion right there happened. Boom. Now, you know what's really weird about that? I'll tell you what. Now, the weirdest thing about this explosion, all right, keep all this stuff in mind, but during the Grammys, somewhere within hours of this performance, over in the Ukraine, something happened last night. Let's check this out. Now, the footage you're about to see is real. This happened within hours. I don't know which happened first, but as we were watching the Grammys here in America, somewhere in that time frame, this happened over in the Ukraine. The Ukraine's been a huge hotspot. I've done some symbolic videos on the Ukraine myself in the past. A lot of other people have picked up on symbolism out there, specifically the trident has popped up time and time again. If you're not familiar, again, with that kind of research or anything to do with the Ukraine, please check out some of my videos or just do some research in general out there, and you'll find other connections. But all eyes have been on Ukraine for a very long time. Now, check this out. Watch this. Wow, that just happened. Look at that. That's real. That's real. That happened in Ukraine just last night while the Grammys are going on. We had this explosion. As for what it is and who did it and what's the cause, I mean, you know how that is, man. It's hard to get the truth out of the mainstream, so I'm seeing stories all over the place. But point of the matter is, it actually happened. Is it just a coincidence that during the most satanic public ritual I've ever seen in all the years I've covered this stuff, during this ritual on stage, we find this explosion? And of course, now check this out. Of course, there's her one eye just before. Now watch. And then there's our explosion. So is this just a coincidence? Is it just a coincidence that that happened in the Ukraine? Another hot spot that a lot of us have been watching for a long time. Even those of us who understand kind of the occult symbolism there. There's a lot going on in the Ukraine. Is this all just a big coincidence that during this huge satanic ritual and all these hexes and spells and fallen angels and madness taking place, that we have this huge explosion take place in the Ukraine? Looks like a mushroom cloud, right? Is this all just a coincidence, or is this all part of the magic we're seeing? And speaking of fire, I thought it was interesting because also during one of Usher's performances, we had this right here on stage taking place. More fire behind him, right? So, you know, is this all just a coincidence? It's all just a coincidence, right? Maybe that's what it is. Or are we actually seeing the spell? I'm telling you right now that in all the years I've been researching this subject, most of you know at the same time I've been telling you for years that the veil is lifting, that this stuff's going to be coming out more and more. We're going to see more of it. And now we are. Here we are. The Grammys 2015 by far is the most obvious example of open Satanism that I've ever seen. It's right there, folks. They're doing rituals right in front of our eyes. I sometimes wonder what the next levels are going to be. You know, I mean, where do we go from here? Are they going to be doing child sacrifices on stage for the Super Bowl halftime show? I mean, I don't know, you know, but it really is getting blatant and obvious and insane out there. So I'll leave you with this, folks. Whenever I put all this stuff together and you see all the signs and what's coming, I got to tell you now that, you know, this really is spiritual warfare that we're engaged in. This is spiritual warfare that we're dealing with. These people know the score, right? They've chosen a side, all right? And I hope you choose a side, because this is the time we're in. And we're running out of time. It's like that commercial. The window is short. There's a window of opportunity. That works two ways. You know, the devil only has so much time. But at the same time, we only have so much time to figure out which side we're on and to make a choice. I believe that Jesus Christ is the way out of all this stuff. All right? Now, if you don't believe in Jesus, then I would say at least, the very least, go with God. All right, because that's what all this stuff comes down to. This truly is devil God stuff. All right, like I always say, and it's manifesting more and more, and it's going to get to a point where there's no more denying it. Okay, this stuff's really, really getting blatant and right in our face. I'll leave you with that, folks. Take care out there. Seriously, keep your eyes open for this kind of stuff. Be spiritually prepared, awake, and aware. This is spiritual warfare we're dealing with. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.